Welcome back to the Sardine News. We're back at Umzimkhulu Marina in Port Shepstone. And man, do we have a story for you. We've got the Umbilo River up in Pinetown. The Umbilo River used to be a beautiful river, had little buck and little all kinds of things. Well, the video will tell you more about that now. And then luckily we've got Tony Turton, Professor, to talk about our Citizen of the Week, John Skeppers. Thank you, John, from Pinetown. You're a legend for doing this. Right, over to you guys.
So this is our dear beloved river in Pinetown. Polluted, the sand is so green, the water is like a blackish, greyish colour. I don't know, and it just gets worse and worse and worse. Yeah, this sand, I don't know, I've never seen sand this colour in my life. And this river leads straight into the ocean, somewhere.
Hi, good morning everyone. This is today is the 9th of August 2022. I'm here at the Sipingo river mouth. These are all the brims that are lying dead here. There's a heavy stench in this water. It seems like it's very heavily contaminated. Yeah, it is actually shocking to see the amount of fish that's dead.
Now you know why the fish are dying, because all these rivers are polluted. And it's not the only one in Pinetown that's polluted. Every river I've walked past stinks, and it's just the same. The sand is green and everything. And this is ever since the floods. There was pollution here before, but not as bad as it is now. This flood has really damaged the ecosystem here, and we used to have freshwater otters living here. We used to have lots of wildlife here. Now we don't have anything. Then there's a river there, as you can see. Right, and this sewage pipe here has been overflowing since the floods, and it was twice as worse, or 10 times worse than what it is now. The water was really pumping, and trust me, it stinks. And it leads straight into the river, which automatically leads to the ocean. And just look at the fishies on the top there. It is gross. And yeah, we just take a little bit of a walk, and then we'll see the river again. Right here. And there's the river. Which, if you ask me, but there you can see the line. That sewage is actually forming there in the water as well. And all this water has to go somewhere.
Yes, thanks very much to the reader in Pinetown for recording that video. It's a classic example of sewage pollution. Almost every river in South Africa manifests that kind of problem at the moment. It's a national phenomena. Whenever you get black water, pitch black water, it's normally an indication of raw sewage spill. And that black water is really the biological load in the river that is still busy decomposing. So it sucks all the oxygen out of the water, and it forms this black sludge that covers everything. So the bottom of the river, the benthic area where fish spawn, where your biological life normally exists, is all blanketed in this sludge, and it becomes anoxic. And another strange thing that is also manifest whenever you get black water is the water seems to not be able to ripple. So in other words, on the surface of the water, it's normally just flat and dead. There's very little rippling effect. I don't know why that is. I can't explain why that is, but I've noticed that on many occasions. The other thing that is manifest in this video clip is on the kind of high water mark of blue-green algae that is lying on some of the rocks that are in the river. Now that blue-green algae is also a classic example of a eutrophic river. Eutrophic systems are systems that are enriched with phosphate and nitrate, typically from sewage. And the important thing about that blue-green algae is that it's toxic. We've got a number of species of blue-green algae in South Africa, but we've got two that are dominant. One is called Microcystis aeruginosa, and the other one is called Anabina. And the Microcystis produces a potent toxin called microcystin, and the Anabina produces a potent toxin called anatoxin. And in fact, some literature has described anatoxin as a potent neurotoxin similar to sarin gas. So the toxins produced by those blue-green algae is very, very severe, and no current bulk water treatment system that we have in South Africa is capable of removing those toxins from the water. So once the river is eutrophic, if that water is used for any irrigation purposes or for any potable use, then that toxin remains in the water. It's a gift that keeps on giving. It doesn't disappear out of the water. And there's actual evidence, scientific evidence, that toxin can pass into produce that's produced, and there on into the human supply chain. So it's a very serious issue, and it's sadly symptomatic of almost all of our rivers in South Africa today.
Yeah, so right, in closing, it's actually quite sad because John was a vet. He fought at the border. So did Tony, by the way. And these guys, as youngsters, often had ideological problems with what they were fighting for and why they were fighting against this enemy called the ANC. Well, now you know.
So sad to see a Mums and Toti municipality open up the river. All that sewage going into the ocean. How bad is that? Waves breaking black. Just imagine the amount of fish that's gonna die. Was this really necessary?